Well, we're looking forward to another football season and the start of the school year underway and up and running, and in no small part due to Chancellor Syverud and his staff. And Chancellor, welcome and congratulations to getting to this point in terms of the academic year. So far, so good, about a month in, and we're excited to see that team run out onto the dome turf Saturday.
It's been a long time coming in so many senses. So yes, it's a happy day and will be a happy day tomorrow.
So for you, the idea of getting here, I don't know if the fans are aware, but you and I have this handshake tradition that goes back years and years of getting ourselves acquainted and a little good luck before the game. And we'll have to do it socially distant Saturday. You okay with that?
I'm okay with an elbow bump.
Okay.
We don't win a game unless we elbow bump. So we got to make sure we do it before Georgia Tech. So.
That's right. And it really, for many years, was an incredible winning streak, most notably that comeback win against Virginia in basketball in Chicago years ago to get to the Final Four. But it's been football and basketball, and we've had a lot of fun. And everybody in the community, Chancellor, is excited about what's to come here. And it's all despite the most incredible curveball. I know from a facility standpoint, planning is years in the making, and then the pandemic hits and our world changes in March. How did all of this come to this point and stay on track?
You know, just an incredible team across the whole university to get this project done in the midst of the pandemic. And we had terrific help from the state and local government and government leaders. Great team in facilities and athletics and in all parts of the university. It was scary at times whether we were going to be able to do it, but I've been inside now and yesterday, and the completed facility is going to be a totally new fan experience.
Well, that's what we've heard so far from those that have gotten an early look, including Coach Babers. And they've used that expression that it seems to be an entirely new facility. And that's what happens, obviously, when you change the roof, but also the lighting and scoreboard. What, in your mind, is maybe the most exciting aspect of this?
Well, first of all, you can hear. It's going to be, you can understand announcers and what's going on the video board. And it's a new level of loud house. It's a louder house, I'd say, and the lighting enhances that dramatically. Next of all is that air conditioning is not that far away. I think we'll have air conditioning by commencement, wow. Which is just going to make the facility so much more versatile to use for all sorts of things. Athletic events, of course, but commencements and convocations will be so much more comfortable. The sound and the lighting will make concerts so much more competitive. It's really going to be one of the best venues in the country for all sorts of events.
Well, that's where the impact comes in for the main campus and for the community as a whole, right? People are driving around and for months watching the skyline change. That bubble roof that we've known for 40 years is a iconic part of Central New York and the history and the landscape. And you're coming home and you're close to home when you're coming up 81 and you see that. Now it's different and it's striking, right? And have you seen that in your travels, that you kind of that new shape, and there'll be some getting used to it?
Yeah, I mean, I loved the dome roof and the view of it from all parts of the city. What I didn't love was every night from November through April, not being able to sleep for worrying about the roof collapsing under heavy wet snow. This new roof will support more than 10 feet of snow with no worries. And so that worry being gone is great. I do think it's actually an iconic roof now too, in a different way from all directions. So I'm pleasantly surprised by it. And you all still haven't seen what it looks like when it's lit up at night. Right. It'll be even more iconic then.
Well, we can bank on seeing that at some point. Let's hope it never comes to that 10 feet of snow and that doesn't get tested, because I was reading some stuff recently. Go ahead.
It's going to hold, Matt, it's going to hold more snow than a 100-year snow event. So I think we're going to be okay.
And to think of all of that, because we're in a 100-year pandemic, this is not something we've seen in our lifetime. And so while it was being built, sort of the protocol is changing in the way that we live our life, and the ideas of how you have a stadium and inviting 40 and 50,000 people to an event. That's all in flux, right? So you and your team have really had to adjust with that.
Yeah, we don't have fans yet, which means that certainly I'm not going to be sitting in a chair watching this game in the stadium, because I want to be with our fans. So I'm going to be there Saturday to make sure it opens. But we're working really hard to get fans there. We have to work with the state, and we have to take the best health precautions as we've done in opening the campus. But we are still hopeful. I know John Wildhack is hopeful that we'll get some fans in before the end of the season.
Sure. And then, specifically for this kickoff this week, with all that's going on, there had to be that extra special attention to detail, right? In order to allow, there won't be a lot of people in there Saturday, but certainly the teams and the comings and goings of the people that are there, you're looking at a lot of little extra work by the folks at the Dome to kind of make that happen and make it safe for the people that are there, and then eventually for fans, hopefully.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very safe Saturday. Protocols we put in place for virus, for the two teams, for travel, for the referees, for the coaches and their staffs are very strong, really the strongest. I think adding the fans and the people traveling to Syracuse is something that we're still working on, and we have to take one game at a time, really. But I'm hopeful we'll be able to get there.
Do you feel confident, Chancellor, that this is on the right track here? Obviously, to get to this point is a milestone. I know it's just part of the overall framework and game plan, really for the entire campus, let alone for the building.
Yeah, I think this has been a long time in planning, and we've done what we could responsibly afford to do as fast as we could do it. But there's still more to do to make it be a great fan experience. There's still the need to reseat, to work with some of the concourses, and those plans are in process. And I think we've proven with this stage that we're going to do it right as we can do it. So I expect more good to come.
Sure. And then an adjustment is necessary because of all the community events that you're talking about, as you enumerated. Concerts maybe will come back to the Dome that haven't been there quite as much recently. The acoustics greatly improved, and the Martin Luther King dinner, I know, is a big deal for everybody in the area. So those are all on safe footing, and the capabilities that we'll notice in football and basketball can enhance those events as well.
Yes, and I think it's going to be spectacular. There's ultimately plans to connect it to the Barnes Center next door with a long space that can be used for tailgating in inclement weather, which has long been needed, and I'm hopeful that's coming as well.
And last thing, Chancellor, with another football season about to begin, and then again, fingers crossed and knock on wood, we go into basketball, and for the men and women and lacrosse and all of the other events that are about to take place in this facility. What are you most looking forward to? What gets the juices flowing as far as how this facility will be used?
It's a facility at the heart of the campus. It's not just an athletics facility, but the vibe when the Dome is full for athletic events is so important to the morale of this community and this campus. And I'm looking forward to that coming back. It's something I've missed with the pandemic, and I think we all have, and this community needs that. So that's what I'm most looking forward to.
Well, it's a new world, a new facility for sure. Can't wait to see all of it lit up and ready to go and in practice. So we will see you at the Dome as soon as you're able to make it and be there safely. Hopefully we can get our pregame wave or elbow bump in, and then off and running. So congrats on.
I will find you before the game by hook or by crook, Matt. Thank you.
Sounds good. We'll be socially distant. We'll keep it within the rules, and wish you the best, Chancellor. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Take care.